and welcome to the Relentless Podcast. I'm here today with the man, Jaxon Tippet. You are an athlete, a model, and an all-round legend. Welcome to the show, dude.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for having me on. It's been a long time coming, but I'm keen to get it out,
Get it done.
Get the audience out and get my story out there.
We've been talking about this for a while, haven't we? And we've been trying to get it done. We're both very busy, but it's good to finally get this happening. And I thought this would be a great podcast because a lot of people see you on Instagram. You're a big influencer and people see you and they probably see all the tattoos and don't really get to know you as a person. Yeah. And I think that's a really cool opportunity because there's a lot more to you than what you can actually see. Now, of course, you're a cool dude, yes. And, you got the tats, you got the look, you're a great coach, but you are a really great person and you're super humble as well, which I was, I wouldn't say surprised at, but I was pleasantly I accepted. I thought it was great. I got to know you, it was awesome to know the person behind the Instagram and get to know sort of what you like and that you really do care about your clients and things like that. So that's what I want to talk about today is really getting to know the man, the myth, the legend. And how did it all start for you, dude? How did the fitness journey start and the modeling journey?
Good question. Gets asked a lot. So basically, the fitness or the modeling more?
Let's start with fitness and then move to the modeling because it's a bit of a transition, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. So the fitness started out obviously pretty much like anyone, I reckon. Like I just wanted to obviously look good. I wanted to be in shape. All my friends and colleagues, they all were into fitness, so I just got into it. One thing led to another, and then obviously once I finished school, graduated, I thought, this is really my passion. So hold on one sec. So I just thought, this is my passion and I want to go study it. So studied my Cert 3 and 4 in fitness, then went to TAFE and did a nutrition course. I thought I want to be a PT. But then, as everyone, I think PT only has limited hours, limited money. And, you're not working for yourself. So I'm like, fuck this, you know what I mean? Like I want to excel more. I want to work for myself. And believe it or not, the first two people I actually looked up to was Zach Smith and Joseph Rakic.
Oh, that's awesome. Zach was on the show a little while ago. Good mate of mine. He's a legend. So
I was like, I see them killing it on Instagram and I'm just like, I want to be this. And I'm I always doubted myself. I'm like, nah, I'm just going to always be this PT. One day I'm just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm just going to start. I'm going to make a start. I'm going to start doing free programs out. I'm going to start showing my transformations. And one thing led to another. Started from there, got transformations. Clientels were getting great results. I had a bit of a different method that I thought to other coaches where I actually like to call my clients. A lot of people just email them. But I like that connection where I'm talking to them. I'm more like a mentor and I'm more getting into their mindset than anything.
I love that.
Whereas a lot of people, it's just 50 grams of rice changed, add in 10 minutes of cardio, see you later. I don't believe in that because I believe it's more mindset than anything.
I love that.
Obviously, you got to have the knowledge, but I believe you need to really dig in and fucking make them motivated.
Yeah, that's so good, man. And again, that's so good to hear because I think you could do the bare minimum and get away with that. But of course, you chose to do a whole lot more and make the client such a huge focus of what you do. And I also love that you just touched on that you felt that self-doubt. Man, you had a vision and sort of goal of improving and growing and getting into the industry and sort of, being one of those main dudes. And there was a point where I guess you said enough was enough. Do you think that frustration of just not moving forward and procrastinating around doing more really sort of accelerated to where you are right now because you're just so sick of waiting?
100%, man. Like there's just more to life. Like you can always improve in some way. Is that working? I don't know if you can see me.
No, I can't see it. It's jogged off, but that's all right. All good. All good. Yeah.
I don't know why. So I just thought, you know what I mean? There's always ways to progress more and more. And I just thought online and working for myself, not in the short run, but in the long run will definitely pay off.
Absolutely. And I think that's what I speak about this a lot on this podcast that, in the beginning, being a business owner, it's not so glamorous, is it? It takes ages to sort of build up your nous and the experience and your client base and things of that nature to then truly make it successful. What were you like growing up? What were you like as a kid? Tell us about that.
Yeah, very, to be honest, just your normal kid. Very quiet, to be honest. Very quiet and just, loved my family, loved my friends, loved my sport. very big into AFL and basketball.
Yeah.
And yeah, just didn't really know what I wanted to do when I grew up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, just enjoyed life and you know, just your typical kid. Just did the family things.
Yeah.
And then it's more when I went into my teenage years and that things started to change and who you mix with and stuff like that. I found that's what you kind of become as you get older.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, very interesting, dude. Now, tell us how you got into modeling. How did that happen for you? Because that's like such a cool part of what you do now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's, to be honest, it's probably 70% of my work right now.
Wow.
I could do the coaching, but it's just I'm focusing what's booming at the moment.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you know what I mean? But that pretty much grew from my online coaching. So once I started to you know, look better and get a, you know, reputable physique. I reached out to a few brands, gym brands mainly. And I was just like, you know, we'll shoot, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then just like, wow, I actually love the content. And from then it grew on to another thing. And then brands just were like, they were contacting me rather than me contacting them.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, like we'll step it up a notch now. Like let's go get professional photographers. Like, you know, let's actually put in the work.
Yeah.
Let's take our time more. And then it just, one thing led to another, man. And like, I honestly can't like hold off the work right now. Like it's just too much, but it's not in the gym scene now. It's more, as you know, it's more in the urban wear, the street wear.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because I think it's a bigger niche, first of all. I like it more.
Yeah.
In terms of the fashion and that. Like there's only so much you can do with gym wear. A singlet, a stringer, you know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
And just the capacity you can have, I feel like you can reach so much more with working with those type of brands.
Yeah, 100%. Super interesting. Would you call yourself more an athlete or a model? How do you sort of identify currently?
Fuck, it's so hard, man. It's honestly 50-50. And that's where, as much as it's good, I think it's such a downside. I think I got to focus on one because if I put all my time, say, into modeling, I think I could excel so much more.
Yeah.
But if I put all my time into coaching and just actually eating proper and blah, 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 I reckon I could be a much better online coach.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm not doing that is because modeling, it's only going to be a short lifespan. You got to understand that. So I know that's going to die soon. So I got to have something to fall back on.
Yes.
So you know what I mean?
That's right.
And then it's like the modeling's going better right now. So I'm not going to put all my focus into the online coaching.
Yeah.
So I'm happy just doing a 50-50, man, and just enjoying it.
Seeing where it goes.
Completely different lifestyles.
Yeah, it is. That's interesting, isn't it? Where does your heart lie most? What are you more passionate about? Like the coaching and the training or the modeling right now? I mean, of course it's dynamic. It's going to change as life changes, but where's your heart right now?
Great question, man. It was always the online coaching and fitness. But to be honest, man, it's it gets draining and I'm fucking loving this modeling. I'm loving the fashion.
Yeah.
I'm just loving wearing different clothes and interacting with different people and stuff. Definitely the fashion right now. It's awesome. It's really, really cool, man.
Yeah, I love that. For all the people listening and sort of looking at you going, man, I want to go in that direction. I want to get into modeling or, you know, just improve my look. What sort of advice would you give sort of the young guy or girl that wants to move in a similar direction to you right now?
Yeah, great question, Andy. Literally get asked this every day, but 100% you got to put in good content. So if you want to go shoot for a brand or you want to go showcase your work, go get a portfolio first. Go do a photo shoot. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just go do a proper photo shoot. So then when brands contact you or you contact them, you got something to show them. It's like your resume. You don't want to go there with just, you know, a selfie in the mirror, blah, blah, blah. So that's my number one tip. The second one is just consistency. Like nothing, even myself, it took time to grow. You can't expect to do one photo shoot, then, oh, you know, I'm repping Culture Kings. You know, it doesn't just happen. That's like, right. You know, so, you know, good content, consistency. And the third one, it's interesting, but just show respect on other people's pages. I'm a big believer in it. People say, oh, you know, why do you comment on so many pages? I fucking love the content and you got to show respect to people. There's not enough people that give love in this world, man. It's all hate. Like how hard is it to go, you know, nice picture, great transformation. Like, do you know what I mean? It can make someone's day. So why not?
People act like if they, you know, give too much appreciation, they're going to run out. You know, it's not a limited function. You can show enough love and appreciation. It's abundant, right? And I love that you do that, man.
The reason I reckon people don't do it is because they think, oh, if I go show love to this person, they're going to succeed more than me.
It's ego.
It's not like that.
Ego.
You actually will succeed more if you go give love. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, great tips, man. I love that. It's so true. And it's just living with gratitude and an abundant mindset. You know, the scarcity mentality where you're worried that you're going to outdo me, or it's not a great way to live, but it also completely inhibits your network, and you lose a lot of opportunities like that. And I'm sure that your mentality, what you've just described, has opened a lot of opportunities for you in the modeling, fitness space, and just friendship in general. I mean, that's sort of how you and me connected also. 100%.
Yeah, oh man, the amount of like friendships you build like through it, it's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, so true. Yeah. Mate, I guess a lot of people in the modeling world probably sit there and just like actresses or actors are waiting for someone to just walk in a supermarket and say, hey dude, you've got that look, here's my card, I'm going to make you a star. And I guess your mentality was like, fuck that, I'm not going to wait for anyone, I'm going to grind it out and make my own destiny, which I love that about you. But you did mention that, one of your tips is to get a portfolio, get photos done, and either reach out or people are going to reach out to you. And I'm curious as to what's the percentage split, right? If I want to be the model that you are, do I reach out to 80% of the people and maybe 20% will reach out to me, or does 80% of people approach you? Because I think a lot of people will be like, oh, do I really have to reach out? It's a lot of work, blah blah blah. But I guess what I'm thinking is it's that hard work and determination in reaching out a lot that's probably got you to where you are.
100%, man. Is this what talking about when you're starting out?
When you're starting out, and I guess that'll change as you get more popular, but starting out, definitely.
Yeah, man. So people always say, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, companies aren't contacting me. It's like, fuck, man. You don't understand how many companies I've contacted.
That's right.
Like, I'm talking even to this day.
Yeah.
Like, literally, this is something I don't tell anyone. Every single night, I'll contact 3 companies.
I love that, man.
At this level right now.
Yeah.
3 companies. And like, what's the worst that can happen? It's either a no or a yes.
Yeah.
But if you don't go out and push and, sell yourself, I guarantee you're not going to get anything.
No one else will believe in you, right?
Like, think about it. I'm just putting Culture Kings as an example because I love them. Why would Culture Kings want to go shoot you when they've got a whole selection of the world to choose from? Like, you're going to have to showcase them. You're going to have to buy a shirt first, go shoot it, and then go show them the content, and then tag them. And then they might be like, oh, he's showing some love to the brand. You can't just expect a message to come in, oh, do you want free clothes and a payment for a shoot? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly right.
It won't happen. I'll tell you now.
But isn't it funny? So many people have that entitled mentality where they're like, the work should just come to me, or I should just be famous, or I should just be an influencer, or whatever it may be. But it's not the case, is it? I mean, this takes strategy, clearly. It takes effort. And I love what you just pointed out. What's the worst that can happen, man? It's called resilience. Fucking face the fear of rejection and keep moving forward. And you've obviously nailed that, right?
Same with your training, you know, how you got on stage. Like, if you don't fucking try, you're not going to know.
That's right.
Straight up.
You know what? And it's funny just mentioning that with the book. You know that I released a book.
Yeah,
man. I didn't wait for anyone to come to me. No one would have come to me and said, "Hey, do you want a book deal?" I had to reach out. I messaged about 200 publishers and then about 300 literary agents to get that deal. And it was because of the proactive energy. And it's the same thing in what you're doing. You've just got to be proactive and not care about the no's. Don't let it stop you, right?
100%, man.
Yeah.
I think too many people are just scared of failure. And like, it's just... It's something you can't be scared of. You got to just fucking attack it. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. And so you obviously carry that philosophy in pretty much everything you do now. Have you always been like that, or did that take time to sort of cultivate within you?
No, it took time. It takes time as you mature, I reckon. And as you do fail more and more, I believe that is what turns you into it. Like, you got to learn that the failures will bring success sometime.
That's right. Yeah, so true, man.
Yeah.
Man, tell us about your tattoos, because again, I think one of the things as a model that it stands out, right? I mean, it stands out. You're one of the only models that I know, I guess, at your level that sort of have your look as well. It's pretty unique in that space at the modeling level that you're at. You know, where did these start? Where did this start? And do you think it's an advantage or disadvantage for where you're at? Yeah,
first of all, I think it's an advantage.
Yeah.
I actually don't like all my tattoos, believe it or not. But it's who I am, and who cares? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's definitely in the modeling game. It's definitely an advantage.
I'd say it would be
110%. It's becoming a lot more popular these days with the generation.
It is.
But where did it start? Good question.
Yeah.
I never liked tattoos when I was young, and I swear to God, it started when I was in Thailand. I just thought, I'm just going to get one little quote on me, one little quote, and that's the one I told you on my podcast. I got dream it, believe it, achieve it.
Yeah.
Just down on my ribs.
Yeah.
Tiny.
Yeah.
It killed, man.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck, I was looking up to like Zach Smith, just people that had just one sleeve. I was like, that looks really nice on a fit guy. Like that looks like you, like literally just one sleeve.
Yeah.
And that's all I was ever going to do and bring it into the chest.
Yeah.
Once I brought it in the chest, I was like, fuck, the other side of the chest looks bare.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, the other arm, literally it just, and within 2 years just covered.
Wow, there you go. You just got the bug.
But it's just, I definitely, one tip I recommend is just plan it out before you do it, because once they're up there, they're hard to remove, man.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah. So again, though, you haven't just got two sleeves. You're covered, right? You got them everywhere. You got them on the head and the neck and the arms and everything like that. What inspired you to go all out in tattoos? And as I mentioned, it's getting so much more it's normalized now, especially on the Gold Coast, dude.
Oh,
I noticed even compared to Melbourne, up here, there's so many people with like full body suits almost sort of walking around, which is crazy, but really cool.
Yeah.
Like I love tattoos, as you know. I love the art, and I think yours look incredible. But what made you go, I guess, let's call it so extreme?
To be honest, I'm just like, I just wanted to stand out. I was like, this is kind of cool. So I just created a theme off it. And then I'm like, I'll never, ever, ever touch my face. I'll never go to the sides of my face.
Yeah.
And I never want to do my belly. They're the two rules I've always had, and I never will do it. But I just thought, you know what? Like it kind of looks cool. And I'm just flowing with it. Hey, like it's 100%. Me. My parents do not care one bit. Like they it's just me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the one thing I want to touch base is don't judge a book by its cover, because
so true.
I swear on my life, people are not, what they look like is not who they always are.
Yeah. And again, that's sort of what I wanted to touch on today. It's like you could look at you and be like, oh my God, this dude's so scary. He's jacked and he's fully tattooed. But again, getting to know you, man, there's such a different side of you, which is why opportunities like this are so important, I think, so people can really get to know, the man behind the tattoos and the man behind the Instagram. What's your favorite tattoo, and is there a meaning to it that you really resonate with?
Yeah, probably actually the first one I ever got was the koi fish, but it's going upstream. So in Japanese, that means good luck. That's the first one I ever got, and it's just a bit of a good luck thing in my first tattoo. And besides that, I'm not going to lie, the others don't really have any meaning.
Just love
I've got a few quotes on here. I've got my girlfriend on here. That's about it, to be honest.
Amazing, man. Amazing. No, look, dude, I love the look. And again, I think it would be an advantage in your game, because I think it stands out, especially online. It really does stand out.
But it's funny because once you go into the competing side of things, it's a disadvantage. Do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah. Absolutely. I'd agree with that. Yeah.
So
because it takes away the definition a little bit. It's hard to see the cuts. Yeah, for sure. Are you going to be competing or?
Nah, it's never been an interest to me. I did get in very good shape about a year ago.
You train a lot of competitors though, right? You have in the past.
I got a fair bit of knowledge in it, but it's just, I find how much you put into it, what do you get out of it, man? I'd rather be putting my time into my business, my time into my modeling, and making money and setting myself up rather than wasting money for a plastic trophy. No disrespect to people that get on stage. Like, it's fucking hard work, but
'cause I love my plastic trophies. They're good. I'll give you mine.
I'll tell you what, if I could become a WF pro, I'd take it 100%. It'd build my business phenomenally, I reckon. But it's a lot of effort to get on stage.
It is. It really is, for sure.
But it would be rewarding. It would.
But again, in saying that, you train like you're going on stage anyway. Like, we've trained together many times. You train like a freaking animal, as do I. And of course, with your diet as well, you're always refining it. I haven't seen you not lean. So, and again, I've watched you online for a long time, and we've got to know each other over the last year, and of course you're always sort of on peak with that anyway. I honestly don't think it'd be too hard for you to get on stage and smash it, to be honest. I mean, I think you're almost already there.
It still is playing with my head, to be honest. I wouldn't mind just doing one, but once again, it's like, I love my eating out. Juggling I love just doing normal life stuff that I find you have to just restrict for that 12 weeks.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's a bit of a,
You got to just weigh up if you want it enough or not.
Again, 100%.
Each their own. Yeah. Dude, I want to ask a little bit more about the mindset side of where you're at. And of course, you know, again, people look at guys like you and even guys like me, and they think that, you know, we don't have down days. We don't get affected by, you know, what people say, the critics, or, you know, get anxiety or depression, things like that. I want to ask you, man, for everyone listening out there, have you ever gone through like a hard patch and sort of fell in a hole? And how do you deal with those moments? How do you sort of get yourself out of those darker mindset moments in life?
Good question. To be honest, I probably have it more than anyone. I mean, I've had my fair share of bad days.
Yeah.
I cry.
Yeah.
I'm normal. I've been through a lot of problems, relationship, family, drugs, you know, you name it, man. I've been through it. But if I hadn't been through all that, it wouldn't have made me who I am today.
Yeah.
The way to get through it is just simply looking at who is around you.
Yeah.
You have your family, you have your friends, you're living, you're healthy. But most importantly, how far you've come. Just seeing how far I've come. Like, it mightn't be, I'm not comparing myself to the best in the world, but I've inspired a lot of people, and I know that. I get reached out a lot, and it's like, you know what I mean? I can't just go this far to go this far.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not fucking giving up now.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
There's so much more I can go. So that's what really drives me. Pretty much all my colleagues, audience, friends, family, that's what drives me.
Yeah, I love that, man.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think it's so, I mean, it's so refreshing to see and hear that, you know, again, you're alpha male, jacked, you know, all those different things, and you're able to say, look, dude, I have bad days as well. I cry as well.
100%.
And I think everyone needs to know that, because, you know, so many people guilt trip themselves, keep it in, and unfortunately it leads to, you know, potential suicide, things of that nature, when really we should be just delving into creating solutions rather than living in that space for too long.
Yeah, the biggest tip is you just cannot bottle it up. You cannot bottle up a situation like that. You cannot sit in your room and think about it. You got to get out. You got to go for a walk. You got to surround yourself with good people and take your mind off it.
Yeah. Do you get affected by, I mean, you're a big presence online, social media. Do you get affected by what people say, or, you know, I mean, man, it doesn't matter who you are. There's going to be critics, naysayers, haters out there. Do you ever get affected by that? And does it happen to you?
Great question. I used to get very affected to the point where I'd nearly cry. I've done my fair share of fucked up shit in the past. Like, I've associated with wrong people. I've done stuff. I've made a name for myself in the wrong way. But I'm completely past that. And people that still bring that up from probably 3 years ago, I'll tell you what, it really does. It really sits in there, because I know I'm not that person.
Yeah.
And I know I'm generally trying to help people, and I'm a good person. I'm not doing anything wrong. I barely even go out party. I barely do drugs, but yet I get associated as being a bikie, etc. Like, it goes on, man. But it's just like, you just got to look at these people and just subside it. And just like, if you genuinely know deep down you're a good person, who gives a fuck what anyone says? Like, true. And that's so true. Like, but if you know you're in the wrong, it's a different story.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So,
yeah, it's so true. I mean, I think a lot of people live in the past, and then a lot of people also, whether or not, you know, you're ashamed or happy about your past, it doesn't matter. People will come out of the woodwork online and just say anything. They could be like, oh, dude, that nose ring sucks, or whatever it may be.
100%.
People have got opinion, an unsolicited opinion about everything. And I think it's important to, especially for the younger generation, to hear this. They're growing up on social media, right? And online bullying and people that just have a chip on their shoulder. These keyboard warriors are everywhere. And I think it's such a shame that, you know, so many people think they can do that to others, and they don't realize there's a person on the other side of that phone, you know, that's copying this.
Yeah, you don't realize what words can do, or even typing. You have to be very careful, because it can affect people in very big ways. So just watch what you say before you say it. So just keep all negative thoughts to yourself. It's that simple. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no need to express unsolicited opinions, especially when it's coming from a really unresourceful, vengeful place. You know, people want to hurt other people, which is a sad truth out there.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to the young kids that are potentially being bullied, or, you know, that, you know, their friends commented something nasty on their IGs? How could they maybe overcome that and get to a place of, you know, self-confidence and moving forward okay with those elements?
Just look at yourself as your own unique self. You can't compare yourself to others. So a lot of people get down because they're not the image of someone they want to look up to.
Yeah.
You have to be truly happy within yourself and love yourself, and just yeah, just love yourself for who you are. Even myself, man, I have days where I just critic myself on this or that, or my physique or whatever it may be. And it's like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like how many people that actually look up to me, like just love yourself for who you are. And when you have that feeling in you, it's really hard to express, but it's so like, it's so rewarding. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's only something I've come to very as of late. Yeah, nice. I actually never used to love myself, and I just like I used to just want to be the best at everything. And I'm like, I'm not going to be the best at everything. Do you know what I mean? And I just got to the point where I was like, I'm just so happy with who I am, and I just. You don't care what other people if they're looking at you. It's just you're just happy within your own world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so true.
It's something you got to find within yourself.
Yeah, and it takes time.
It does.
You know, if you're listening to this, don't stress out that you're not there yet. You know, like it does take time in order to get to that place. And I also think that so many people, it's their automatic response to look in the mirror. And they're going to look for the negative things straight away. They're not going to look in the mirror and say, geez, you're good looking. Yeah. Geez, I'm proud of you, what you did yesterday. Geez, you've got good character. We look in the mirror and we say, fuck, I hate the size of my nose. I'm too fat today. So, I think a good lesson in this episode is that you, me, even anyone that we know feels those elements every single day as well. 100%. But we need to train ourselves to look at the positives, not the negatives, right?
100%, man. Yeah. Everyone's got to do that. Everyone that's listening has to do that. I don't care who you are or what you look like. You have to love yourself.
Yeah, there's always something you can love about yourself.
100%.
And focus on that and then just don't
look at the flaws.
Areas.
Look at the positives. You know what I mean? Everyone would have some positives, but everyone looks at the negatives and the flaws. You can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because it just leads down the road of, again, negativity, anxiety, depression, and unresourceful behavior in the end. Yeah. Because we make poor decisions from that area. Dude, I want to ask you a little bit about goal setting. And, you mentioned before you want to be the best at everything. And that means you're competitive like me, which is good, I believe. Yeah. And that means you're naturally driven to achieve and push forward and improve. So do you practice goal setting? And if you do, just tell us a little bit about how you do that and how important it is to you.
Yeah, 100%, man. If you don't, how do you achieve? You don't.
True.
I'm a big believer in small goals. Yeah. So probably even on the daily, I'll set a goal for tomorrow. Yeah. But then I'll probably do a monthly goal, and then I'll do a yearly goal. Yeah. I won't go over a year because I believe I just like to smash out what I've set before putting something too big that's unrealistic. Yep. Too many people set unrealistic goals and then they don't achieve them, so then they get down on themselves. You got to set goals that you can achieve, and then once you've achieved them, then ramp it up a bit. Yeah, interesting. But every single day I will set it could be a goal of, I know this sounds silly, it could be a goal of just go and smash your photo shoot. Get a great shot out of it. Yeah. But it could be as big as goal as, I want to buy my own house next year. That's probably my biggest goal at the moment. Yeah. So you just got to set goals and really attack them. Write them down, always look over them and refocus.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. Because I think if you're not doing it every single day, I mean, we've had this conversation before, but if you're not doing it daily, it's not at the forefront of your mind, you're going to get distracted by everything else, other people's agendas, work. It just pulls you off your purpose. So, you're right. It's about that repetition, isn't it?
I don't think enough people make goals, to be honest. And that's why they always just live this 9-to-5 life. They never succeed. They never travel. You gotta make goals and really go out of your comfort zone to actually, step ahead and rise above all this, meteor generation. Yeah, yeah. And not be afraid of failure either, because you're not going to win every time, but you're going to win a hell lot more than if you don't set goals. You know what I mean? 100%.
Yeah, so true. What about vision creation or manifesting? I love to manifest and journal and create a vision. If I can't see where I'm going vividly, it's hard for me to move in a direction. So I'm always focusing on that, and I try to create my future in my mind before it happens. Yeah. Do you believe in manifestation? 100%. Do you use it? Tell us about your experience.
100%. Every morning I'll do it. It doesn't have to be long. Just manifest or affirmations, and just go over in your head what you want the day to be, or what you want to be, or what you want to succeed. And I guarantee you, it sounds stupid, but it's not. If you just do that as a daily habit, it'll make the world of difference to your life.
It's so true. Yeah. Yeah, because I think it also gives you confidence. If you've already seen where you're going and what you're going to do. You know what to do, right? It's
100%.
We're so afraid of what we don't know. And again, if you don't have the courage and the energy to create that mentally and emotionally before you actually do it, the likelihood is it's not going to play out the way you want it to. So I think it's so important that people focus on that. When did you realize that was important to you?
To be honest, only as of late. Just as I look at more top end people, listen to more podcasts, even what you said when you came on my podcast, I really, took that on board and just thought, there's always something I can do more to, you know what I mean? Try and make my day successful or see where I'm going or like the whiteboard thing. I've taken that on board. There's just little tips that you take along from everybody.
Yeah.
And if you really apply them, I guarantee you it'll work.
Yeah, so true, man. What about self-talk? Are you constantly working on that conversation in your own head? I know for me, I'm always working on the right language. I'm always telling myself specific things because I get worried that the negative things are going to take over, which they, normally do if you don't correct your thought. What do you believe about self-talk, and do you constantly sort of drum that into yourself?
Self-talk is in
so just positive.
I'm a good person?
Well, that's right. Yeah. I mean, before you do something, so many people will go like, automatically default is, I can't do this, I'm not good enough. All this negative self-talk comes into play, which holds so many people back. But I'm assuming because of just your mentality and the way that you attack things, you've trained yourself, maybe unconsciously, to reinforce positive self-talk like, I don't care what happens, I'm having a crack anyway, I'm going to do this well, I am good enough, whatever it may be. Do you consciously focus on that, or is it just something that sort of naturally or unconsciously happens for you?
Nah, 100%. You got to do it, or you, as once you said, you just go back to the negative thoughts and you think you're not good enough. So it's just something you just got to do, and you got to know you're confident, even if you're not going to do well in it. You got to know you're confident. Otherwise, you're not going to do well from the start.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
So true.
Yeah,
and then you just don't take the right course of action. So many people are living in these realms of fear where they're just repeating these fears to them. It becomes their reality. Do you agree with that?
100%. It's crazy. Literally, the mindset is number one. I don't care what you say with everything in life. If you can attack that and master it, you can accomplish anything.
How important is education to you? Like you just mentioned, you listen to a lot of podcasts, reading books. Are you pretty focused on that self-education element, the personal development side of things at the moment, and maybe over the last few years? Like, how important is it educating yourself?
I believe it helps phenomenally. Like, do you know what I mean? If you don't educate yourself, how do you get educated in areas?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
How do you grow? How do you improve?
Books, 100% books. Podcasts, if you're listening to the right ones, oh man, like the amount you can gain off them is crazy. If you're listening to the right people. Definitely.
How many do you read a book every month or a podcast every week? What's the sort of volume for kids out there listening and sort of looking at you? Like, what do you recommend they do?
Great question. Books, not as much, only because I'm more of a verbal person. I like listening. But podcast, man, every single day.
Nice.
Every single day.
Nice.
I will listen to one. Usually on my walk or before bed. Man, there's no limit. Like, if you really want to excel in something, first of all, reach out. Ask, Andy or myself, what is the best ones for this or that? And just go listen to them. Go listen to them repetitively. And I guarantee you it'll make your day a whole lot better.
It's so true. And there are some great ones out there, man. Like this one, of course, your one.
This is the best.
But no, Gypsy Tales. But there are so many great ways of educating yourself now.
When I say podcast, people think, an hour. No, they could be a 5-minute podcast.
True.
You don't have to waste your, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
You could just listen to, there's no excuses. It could be just in the car to work. So you don't have to go, I'm taking an hour out of my day. It's not like that.
Yeah, there's no excuse, is there? It's like,
no excuse.
It could be training, it could be in transit, get educated. Audio, do you use, so I listen to a lot of Audible books, audio books. Do you use Audible?
Something I've just started.
Yeah, nice.
But I definitely want to get into it more and more. I'm a big podcast person, but I want to research and find the right books. But it's something I haven't done properly yet.
Yeah, nice.
There's a lot out there, though.
There's a lot. No, I'm a huge fan of audiobooks, and what I usually do just for everyone listening out there, is like, if I get a good book, I need to get it physical, Kindle, and Audible.
Yeah, nice.
So then I can, if I'm in transit, I can listen. If I've got a moment to sit down, I can read and train my brain.
Yeah.
I need a hard copy because I'm just old fashioned. I love the smell of a book. Like I love having a bookshelf. I love reading a book. So I think it's so cool that we can access information at the tip of our fingers in so many different ways right now, right?
Yeah.
We're evolving so quickly.
For how accessible it is, people don't understand, like, for the price it is of buying a book, how much knowledge you can get back. Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
But then they go and spending thousands on other things that aren't helping them as much.
Exactly.
It's in the piece of a book. It's there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go buy it and fucking evolve.
Exactly. And I think it's one of those things that people need to start, I guess, conditioning themselves, like in the gym, to learning again. People leave school, I think, and they're so sick of school and the education system that they just give up on learning. Like, fuck, I'm not going to read a book ever again. I'm done with this. But there's so many great things to learn and great ways of learning now. But you have to condition your mind and your habits and rituals in order to fit that in more and more and more. It's awesome to see, guys like you. People probably think you're a model, you don't read anything, but dude, you're educating yourself every damn day. You're reading every day. And of course, that's going to aid in your coaching, in your business, and just life in general, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, dude.
Thanks, man.
So, bro, I want to ask you a question. What's your favorite quote and why?
Oh, man, that's on the spot.
Put you on the spot. Yeah. You got a cool one on. What have you got on your ribs?
I'm just gonna stick with that one, just because I've had it forever. It's dream it, believe it, achieve it. It's so simple, but if you actually take it into action, go dream something. Everyone has a dream. I guarantee everyone has a dream. Believe it, because you got to believe that you can do it. Like we've just said, if you're already doubting yourself, boom, it's already out the window.
Yeah.
And then go achieve it. You've believed it, so now go take action, like we're saying, and achieve that goal.
Yes.
And you've got your dream.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Really, it's a formula, isn't it? It's a simple formula, but
that's
powerful
what most
one.
quotes are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in quotes. Like I know you are. You put them on your page all the time. Like if you take them into action, they're huge.
Yeah.
But people that don't and they just put them up, take action into your quotes you put up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love those golden nuggets, man. They're so motivating, and there's so much wisdom in just a paragraph, and
100%.
And it's timeless,
Yeah. I believe, man, a quote can make your day. Like it's just boom. If I can get motivated off a quote.
Absolutely.
And it's like, fuck, I'm up. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, so true, man.
Yeah.
So true. I think we need to use those as fuel, don't we? It's like an
100%.
arsenal of tools to keep us motivated and push us forward. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Dude, I want to play a quick game with you. So I love to get my guests to play this game. It's called Rapid Fire. I'm going to ask you some questions. You just need to simply answer. And then I'm going to say a word, and I just want you to repeat whatever comes to mind, right? Instant reflex. So I've got a few questions for you. Number one, are you an introvert or extrovert?
Introvert.
Awesome. Are you more nurturing or hard-nosed?
Hard-nosed.
Awesome. Optimist or pessimist?
Optimist.
Are you a soldier, a captain, or a visionary?
I'm a soldier.
Awesome. Say what comes to mind. I am?
God.
Boom. There we go. Coming out the gates hot. I hate.
You.
Hey, look out. We're getting real and raw here. Thank God we just did a segment on how to overcome the critics. Perfect. I love.
My girl.
Mate, I thought you were going to say me. Damn. Sacrifice.
Everything.
Pain.
Comes from within.
Problems.
Can be overcome.
Nice. The future is.
Optimistic.
Love that. Tell me, what does the future hold for you and your business right now?
Man, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
I don't believe you can be anyone you want to be.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't want to say what I'm going to do, but I believe I can be big things within the next 4 years.
I love that.
I'm not going to stop until I achieve it.
Yeah.
So I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
Hate on me, I'll just use it as fuel.
Oh, nice. I love that.
What about yourself? I'd like to know yourself. Like,
man. Well, dude,
what do you feel the future holds?
Man, for me, the future holds changing more lives. I'm looking forward to getting my company open again because of COVID. But, we've got a show coming out next year. I just want to expand, help more people, change more lives.
Do you want to be like one of those top coaches? Is that your goal?
Look, man, I guess I'm more of a thought leader than a coach. I love creating programs and affecting sort of one-to-many seminars, speaking, and I love building businesses as well that impact people. So, I guess more. I don't coach a lot of people one-on-one anymore. anymore. I just coach a lot more people sort of one-to-many through my
with
programs.
This podcast, what's you go with it? Joe Rogan style? Or?
Yeah, well, look, I want to reach as many people as I can, but it's about educating, dude. It's about
100%.
sharing, tips like this and looking into people's worlds and showing that, it doesn't matter if you're the best of the best in this area or, the average Joe going to the gym. We've got so many similarities, and the formulas and patterns to being successful in different areas are easy to find when you look at them and when we discuss them like this. So, I'm all about helping people evolve mentally, emotionally, and physically. And so conversations like this, I just think really help people understand the truth behind humans, in all capacities. And that's what I love sort of presenting to people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
One tip, I reckon everyone should try. I know it's obviously hard, but try get on a podcast.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't get to just speak and just let it flow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the best things I've ever done is just done podcasts. It's so, I don't know, it's just different. Just
100%.
talk about the stuff you want to.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly
I mean?
right. And share your stories, your pains, and try to be as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
Don't hold back the bad times and the sad times. People learn the most from those conversations.
100%.
Yeah. Dude, I want to ask you a final question. If you could go back in time, say little Jaxon, and give him some advice as a teenager in order to help you evolve faster and grow into the man you want to be and are right now, what advice would you give your younger self?
Good one. Probably just what I touched on before, man. I know I touched on it, but just to love yourself, be confident in yourself, and just within your heart, just know you're doing good, and just do the best you can. Don't compare yourself. Just do the best you can.
Yeah.
If you're doing the best you can day in, day out, that's all you can do, and you will succeed.
Yeah, I love that, man.
Yeah.
Jaxon, it's been an pleasure having you on the show, dude. I think you're doing amazing things, bro. So keep charging forward. You got a lot of eyes on you, and people are excited to see where you're going to take yourself in the next year. Dude, where can people see more of you?
Yeah, thanks, man. Absolutely, just obviously on my Instagram, that's probably the main channel I've got.
What's your Instagram?
So just at I am Jaxon Tippet,
Great.
all one word. And YouTube will be coming. That's something I'm doing, but it's time consuming.
Yeah, we'll have to do a few YouTube videos together.
Love to
bring
do
it
that.
on.
Yeah.
All right, my man. Well, thank you for joining me. You're an inspiration, dude.
Thanks
and
so much, Andy.
Keep charging, brother.
Appreciate it. Thanks, legend.